babe. Hello, babe.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl.
Hello, my treacherous friends.
Hello, operator. The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 270. I am Jay, and Peter's here. How you doing, Peter?
Good, thank you.
All right, it's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been a little too long. We've been having requests for you to come on the show for a while now.
well, thank you. I would say it's been a year.
It's too long. We can't have you as an annual.
No, I'm in. I'm down more.
All right, that's recorded, so you heard that here first, folks. Peter is going to be on more. So, since last time we were on the show, we had almost nothing happen. So,
Absolutely nothing.
absolutely nothing. I did my tax return, and
Already this year.
yes, I already did it.
Good.
And it's usually like got a couple hundred, if not a couple $1,000 spend on something nice. Somebody in the payroll department had accidentally given me 8 dependents.
Really?
Yes, 8 dependents, and I owe thousands of dollars now because that's what I needed. So
Wow.
yeah.
I thought that if you had a lot of dependents, you got more money. That is not the case.
No, that just means that they weren't taking anything out the entire year, and then the government's like, I want a lot of money now. And you're like, well, I don't got monies.
Nor can I pay for 8 children.
Right, I can't pay. This is apparently not, it's not just me. Some girl had 53 dependents. 53. So I don't know who's over there trolling all the workers, but I'm going to have to clock some heads tomorrow.
Well, have you ever seen the show 19 Kids and Counting?
I think I saw it when it was like 17 and fucked up.
Right. Now it's 19, and there's more and more and more on the way. I watched it once. Fucking amazing.
20 and my uterus is on the floor.
Now it's actually, I think it's 20, because the one episode that I watched, they had 19 children, and they were going to China. So the entire episode was about packing for China. The entire episode.
Plots.
They didn't go to China, they packed for China.
Right.
And then they got to China, and the fucking woman, the mother, I don't know what her name is, she's like, she was considering adopting a child in China. And the other kids are basically doing all of the work. I don't know. Too many kids.
They will begin with the letter J, too, right? Because they're a family of creeps.
Well, one of them molested someone or did something.
Yes,
I don't
his
know.
sister.
I don't know. I watched it once. That didn't happen at that point. Did that happen though?
Yes.
Fucking 19 kids. One's gonna do something.
Yes, it was his sister.
He molested one of the kids on the show that I saw. Is that right?
Yes.
Really? I didn't take that in. Okay.
So I don't remember that part of the Bible, but yeah, apparently he finger blasted his sister.
Well, yes.
So now the next season is 20 kids, and only 16 of them are incest free.
I'm in. I have to tell you, I was mildly interested in the entire episode because reality shows right now, they're kind of fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's basically nothing happens, but they put a lot of sort of music on it that sort of makes you think that something's happening.
Right.
So this show, they packed for China. They went to China, and the entire episode was packing, and I was completely, I couldn't stop watching it. It's like, I go to lunch. I have one child. I go to lunch, and these 19 kids to China. I was fascinated. I wanted it all to be like that.
Alas, every day can't be that exciting when you have 19 kids.
I would imagine you would lose one at some point.
I wouldn't be able to remember their names.
No.
After 3 or 4, I don't know.
and the rest.
Yeah, and you and shithead, and that's it. Don't worry about stuff just collapsing because I am a slob, and that's what happens.
Since I've been here last, that plant has done some crazy shit.
Yes, that is what is called a money tree, and the tree has
It's
exploded.
trying to get out of the fucking house.
It's like, where's the money?
It's not here.
No, it's supposed to be
It's
the
the
bigger.
largest plant I've ever seen, and it wants out of here so bad.
The whole point of that tree is supposed to be the bigger it gets, the more money you have. So far, it's a lie.
And your cat's lost a pound, I would say.
Yeah.
Your cat's a little thin. Not judging. It's lost a little weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the update on my money tree.
And cat.
So do you have are you allowed to talk about your new living situation?
It's not that interesting.
It doesn't come with
It doesn't
old
come with
people.
does not. It doesn't come with a life.
that's not as fun.
I know. Yeah, there's not a lot to discuss about it.
So I will not buy this unless it comes with an old person in the basement.
Right. Nothing new to discuss there. The place might be haunted, but
Have you had any experiences? Any poltergeisting?
door two is shut. But no, we don't live there now. We're renovating it, so.
Oh, so the place you're renovating might be haunted, not the place you're currently living in.
No.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even think so, but I don't know. It's very old. It's a great place.
Unverified.
Unverified.
Okay. So you might have bought a spooky house.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Well, that could be fun
Stay tuned.
for me. Not so much for you.
Not much now, but we'll play it by ear.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen, for saying how much bolder I look. That's
How much bolder?
Boulder.
Are you getting bold shamed?
Boulder Dash? Yeah, well, my hair started falling out when I was like 23. That's what happens.
Yeah. I had a friend in college who was 18, freshman year. Gone.
Really?
Yeah.
My friend started going gray around that time, but
Gray, yeah, the same thing, gray. You know, you do the bald well, I'll tell you. Like, if I had to shave my head, I have this weird fucking bump on the back of my head.
that was my biggest fear, that I would have a weird shaped head and then I wouldn't know what to do. I'm a few follicles away from thinking about bicking it.
What's baking mean?
Shaving it silky smooth.
Yeah.
Bic razor. Because I'm not fooling anybody with this peach fuzz anymore.
Well, my parents, when I was a child, they named me Bumpo because I banged my head against the crib and I got a bump on the left side of my head. And I can't see right now, but I was named Bumpo.
That sounds like an unfortunate clown.
Right. By the way, It's coming out.
The remake?
The remake of It.
Okay.
I'm all excited.
Yeah, they're remaking way too much. They're remaking White Man Can't Jump.
They're remaking remakes of remakes.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, how many times can they remake King Kong?
Apparently
It came out
75.
in 1933, and then in 1976, and then Peter Jackson came out with it, and then they're like, fuck that, they came out with another one, and now, since then, I think there was another one, and now they came up with another one, which I do want to see, but the Friday the 13th franchise should not have been remade. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, every 3 years they come out with another one.
They're not good.
1975. That's it. You're done.
I like
It's
part.
done.
I like part 2.
Oh.
The guy with the coat hanger.
Screech. What was the name? Right? The chick with the brown. Yeah, what was her name? God.
I don't know. I just know there was a guy with a coat hanger, and he kept lighting the end of it with a lighter and burning off
Scratching
pieces of
his
his
head
scalp
and eating it. Yes, he did. He did do that.
That was a good movie.
And for the movie poster, they remade Breakfast Club, and they put all the members of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the same pose as the Breakfast Club.
I didn't
And then
even
they
pick up on that.
Fucking put it out for the public.
I
Yes.
didn't even
They
pick up on
did.
that.
It was incredible.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
I like that movie even more now. So yeah, they should have stopped there though. 'Cause it was
And then, if I may continue,
Mm-hmm.
they remade it again. Actually, this is a story. It's not that good of a story, but it is one. We're here. I moved to Los Angeles in 1998, and they remade the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger were in it. Did you know that?
Yes, because I've hated Matthew McConaughey since 1998 because I was growing up as a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, and he ruined that franchise.
All right. Well, the movie was made, and it was shelved. No one would release it, and then finally, it never came out. But then they released it for a night in this theater in Los Angeles, and I was like, "Fuck, I like that movie." So I went with my friend, and we went to go see it. And one of the guys named I remember this, Barry was one of the guys in it who was killed off, like one of the lead people. Not the two of them, but
spoiler alert.
Right, Barry's killed. And we went to go see it, and Barry was in the audience with his girlfriend who was sitting on his lap like he was the fucking king of the world, and watched the movie. And it came out then. It was out of theaters. It was in like Westwood Theater for about a week. Sat there and watched it. It was excruciatingly bad. And the friend that I was with at the end of the movie theater all of a sudden yells, "Barry, I want my money back, you twat." To this day, I remember that statement. It's what everyone was thinking, even his girlfriend who was sitting on his lap.
Yeah, that was...
She was so psyched. She was such a fame whore. She's like, "Oh, this guy, I'm dating this guy. He's on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre." But the movie was terrible.
He probably didn't let her see the movie before the premiere.
No one could see the movie before the premiere because it was shelved forever. No one wanted to see it. Fucking awful.
And it should have been there first.
And then it was remade again with Jessica Biel, which was pretty decent. I have to say.
It was alright.
It was fine.
Yeah.
And they made it again with, I don't know, a Jessica Biel knockoff. And they made it again with the Jessica Biel knockoff. And now they're making again. It's coming up this summer with Lily Taylor. It's sort of like the before he was Leatherface. I don't know. Maybe they follow his element. I don't know what it is, but
It's just him in It's him in elementary school, and he's just a normal kid.
Right. He's like he's looking at a frog like, I would fucking kill that frog, but he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, there's sinister music while he's looking at a frog, and then he just goes home.
Right. It's like a reality show about him in elementary school, and he doesn't quite get along with the other kids, but they kind of like him.
Yeah.
And the music's like, blah, 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 blah. But I would watch it. I would.
There's a 20-minute scene of him at lunch, just looking at his food.
Right. And like they tease the bag where he opens it up. He expects it to be a human skull or a brain.
It's just peanut
sandwich.
Butter. Yeah, it's just peanut butter.
It's not the sandwich I wanted.
But it's cut diagonally, and that pisses him off.
Right. I don't like that.
Because it maximizes the crust.
Right. I don't like this sandwich. One day I will tear the faces off women and wear them on my own.
But for this movie, I'm just going to angrily eat it.
Right. And I'm going to store that. Eventually, I will become a transvestite in terms of my face.
By the time the third one, because everything's got to be a trilogy, comes out,
right? Then
he'll take out his peanut butter diagonal cut anger out on Dave, his elementary school classmate.
It's based on Ed Gein.
Yes.
Yes.
Which somehow is also Silence of the Lambs. Ed Gein got around. He was a busy guy.
He was riffed on in a lot of films, but I don't know. I guess did he shave the faces off women and put them on his own?
I think he put women's faces in baskets and put lotion on them.
That's someone else. Ed Gein. Well, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what he liked to do...
He made lampshades out of human skin, I think.
He did that as well. But he would shave...
He had a lot of hobbies.
Right. What didn't he do? He would shave... And it never explained how he would actually do it, because that's a movie. Like, how would you shave the face, the skin
without
face?
Tearing it?
Right.
Because I would fuck it up. I would need a lot of faces. Maybe it was trial and error. Maybe they should make a prequel about him fucking up all these faces.
Well, I think it's about 3 years after the movie that we just said. But he put, in the movie, if you watch it, he has the equivalent of, I would say, 10 to 20 human women faces on his own face, covering his own face.
Like pieces, or just layers, like that person who wears like 20 sweaters? Like, is it face on face on face,
right.
Or is it like little...
Well, no, I think they do a pretty good job.
This is the movie?
They cut well, if you look at his mask, there's many of them, and he cuts a face
Well,
off.
what are you
someone.
talking about? Is this out or is this what's
Well,
happening?
no, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
He wears women's faces.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the original transgender, and he cuts off a woman's face and he puts it on his own
Because
I
felt
think
like
he
would-
wants to be a woman.
He identified more with a woman.
His face
Yeah, just the face, but
and killing them.
Yeah.
But
but still,
that's what he did. He had all sorts of, and it was stacked on. So he had, I would say, from my estimate, from seeing the movie, and all of the skin he had on his face, because you can kind of see, like if you, it's pile. He had 20 different women's faces on his face, and on top of that, he would also put lipstick on the top face and eyeshadow.
right.
So he'd put
because-
makeup on the top face.
so nobody
Of
would know.
all of the faces, just to doll himself up,
Or else
I
it
guess,
would-
a little bit.
Well, or else it would be obvious.
Right. Like if you went to the bar, he's like, I'm a woman.
Yeah. No, I mean,
See,
If
I have so many women's faces on my own face. It's clear I'm a woman, but if it's not clear, I'll put makeup on as well.
it's not the face of a dead woman because would a dead woman have have lipstick on her? That's crazy.
Right. A dead woman would have her own body
Right.
and head.
Right. Exactly. A dead woman would.
I'm clearly a 280-pound man with a chainsaw, but if I wasn't, it would be a woman.
Did you make it through the Human Centipede trilogy?
Oh, fuck. I watched the first one.
I feel like that movie drew the line of your tastes in horror movies.
No, it didn't.
No?
I watched the first one. I enjoyed it. The second one was the whole black and white thing pissed me off because don't try to be something else. Like, just, it helped with the poop in the mouth. Mm-hmm. The third one I don't think I saw.
Okay. Third one was bad.
Yeah.
Third
It
one
was
was
it was a millipede. There was 1,000 of them in a prison that
Yes.
went
And he also made the Human Slug, which was his new experiment where he...
in that movie or a different movie?
No, in
Yeah.
that movie where he cut off like the actual limbs so they had to just crawl around. That was like his
Oh my
little
God,
side
what?
project from the millipede.
I will say, those who don't know me that well, my job is I make movie posters. That's what I do. I make posters for films. And I knew the person who did the Human Centipede, and I offered to do the poster for free, part 2, but they'd never responded.
That's sad.
Because I will say, the posters for the Human Centipede 1, 2, and 3 are some of the best posters for
They are
films
good.
out there.
They
They're
are good.
fucking amazing.
do you get
And I
like,
offered to do it for free.
do you get really pissed off when you see a horrible movie poster? Like,
No, I get jealous when I see a really good one.
okay. Because I
And the
feel
Human
like,
Centipede is amazing.
I feel like a lot of movie posters are just somebody's face. And
Right.
I see that, and I'm just like, I forget what movie came out recently, but it was just Jennifer Lawrence's face. And I'm like,
Passengers.
yeah, I'm like, why would I want to go see that movie?
I already know what she looks like. What is she doing?
I guess
yeah,
there's people who are like, oh, I like Jennifer Lawrence, I'll go see it. I don't care about the plot. But like,
that's true. I think that's true.
but if it's just somebody's face, I'm like, well, that looks boring as shit. I don't want to see it.
I saw the movie Passengers. It fucking sucked.
Did it?
So boring.
Well, yeah.
Imagine a science fiction movie where everything takes place. They have a huge budget. It takes place in space. Mm-hmm. The special effects are amazing, but all they do is sort of walk around and hang out and not get along. It's
So
like a
it's-
reality show with $100 million budget. It was
So it's
fucking
our
awful.
idea of the super prequel of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but in space with Jennifer Lawrence.
With $100 million budget, and I paid $6 to rent it.
Yeah, that's the new thing. Like, I don't know where you watch movies other than getting it on demand for $6.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gone to a movie in a very long time.
Well, like Netflix doesn't have movies; it's all TV shows.
yeah, it's
Amazon
a lot of
Prime is almost all TV shows. I don't know
Yeah.
where you like find movies.
I'm gonna plug a movie that's really fucking good. You would like it.
Okay.
It's called Train to Busan. It's a Korean zombie film. It is so fucking good.
Okay.
YouTube the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show it so people can see it or no? I don't know. Technology. It's so
I
fucking
can, but
Yeah, don't do it. But
there's-
like, just do it. It's so goddamn good. It's one of the best trailers you're ever gonna see for a movie. I watched the trailer. Somebody that I work with recommended it. Korean. So I watched the trailer and got me so fucking fired up. So goddamn good.
All right. Let's break this up with a question. Lorenzo writes, "Hey Jay, from last week, the Macca's is what we call a McDonald's restaurant in Australia. It's pronounced Mockers. You guys don't call it that over there? No, we don't. Some people call it Mickey D's. Those people are douches.
Mockers. I lived in Australia for a while, and I never heard that.
We have a strangely big Australian following.
Really?
Yeah.
I would like to know where that guy's from in Australia. I never heard that. I never saw. I lived in about 2 hours south of Melbourne, right off of Tasmania, and
That's a real place?
yeah, Tasmania. I went to Tasmania. I went fishing in Tasmania.
Is there Tasmanian devils there?
Yes, and I saw one, and they're scary as fuck.
Are they?
Yes, they're angry and they're small and they're wily.
Do they smell?
I don't know. I didn't get close enough, but they're angry.
Okay. So I guess Looney Tunes wasn't totally...
It was spot on
Okay.
with that.
Lorenzo, that's a question from Mark. He's not here.
Can we answer it?
Maybe. Oh, he's married. You're married, so we could do this.
Okay.
For married family women, this place is the solution to the meaning of life, but you can all answer. Do you shop at Ikea? There is something about women in storage, the never-ending quest for storage. On a side note, I nearly had a crash with a guy in a Maserati driving out of the car park.
Fuck, who drives a Maserati and shops at Ikea? Come on.
I guess car park is parking lot in Australian.
Okay.
I was tempted to wind my window down and yell at the guy, "Hey, buddy, you drive a $200,000 sports car. Why do you need a $10 chair? Go buy a $1,000 chair and leave these ones for the 99 percenters."
And let me respond with what somebody in Australia would say. In my opinion, I don't live there anymore, but get fucked, cunt.
So is your wife...
IKEA's awful. No, you know what? The thing with IKEA is everyone gets a little bit of IKEA excitement because you look at it, you're like, that's so cheap and that can be my home. Mm-hmm. And then you want to go, and as soon as you go, it just gets dark, dismal quick. Like, the way to do IKEA is you go, you're like, I need this Irfin Floppin' Bluff cabinet, $13. It's in bin 5, aisle 6. You fucking go, you get it, you put it in the cart, you buy it, you leave.
The
Because
thing...
in Brooklyn, it's awful.
Yeah, that's the one I've been
fucking
to.
It's
Yeah.
awful. You have a 20-minute shelf life, and you want to slit throats.
Everything I get at IKEA, it's fine if you don't move it. If you move it, you might as well just throw it away because it falls apart.
And it's going to also fall into your finger. And then it took me, like my brother-in-law, we put it together. It took 5 hours to put a bed together.
Yeah.
For IKEA.
Yeah, 3/4 of this furniture is just going to get thrown out when I move because half of it's IKEA and it's just going to fall apart and I'm just going to have to throw it away.
Right. IKEA furniture can't function. I think everyone gets a little horny for IKEA off the bat because it looks great. They're great at marketing it, but at the end of the day, it's awful.
It's like Chipotle. The idea of it's good. The execution, not so much. Now I'm going to get 5 hate mails from them.
But the Swedish meatballs and the $1 cinnamon buns are kick-ass.
I have not had either of those.
You never had a Swedish meatball from IKEA?
I don't think so, no.
Wow, all right.
I never thought of getting food there. Lorenzo writes, here's a podcast idea. You watch episodes of The Cosby Show, and every time Bill Cosby says something, you pause it and interpret the meaning based on the events of the past few years.
That's amazing.
Could be a winner, or you could end up in jail. Either way, great publicity for Brink. I love that idea.
Could we Google right now, and it's something that Bill Cosby has said? I would love to hear that.
Yeah, I think
He got creepy quick. Like, he was, in the last 3... I think it coordinated with his trouble with the law. As soon as he got trouble with the law, his eyes bulged out, his face drew in. He got thin and weird.
I mean, that
And he...
probably does drain you a little bit. I am going to have to get you a pair of headphones, though.
Okay. Well,
you know
what?
If we take a break, then before we come back, we will set up another set of headphones so we can do
Okay, I
that.
kind of want to hear it. All right.
So we can go to the next question in the meantime. But I do like that idea. Thank you, Lorenzo.
That's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I remember loving that show when I was a kid, but
Whole different connotation now.
he's fucking weird. Now he's weird.
Allegedly weird. I mean,
Is there a question that he's not?
dozens of people over decades have alleged it.
I mean, you know what? I mean, one or two, but it's like Michael Jackson. The man touches children. He just does.
But he made Thriller, so he gets a
No, he's
pass.
fine. I don't know, whatever. I thought he was all right, but
John wants to know what makes you you.
me personally,
Yes.
I don't know. Makes me me.
That's a very deep question for this show.
Question is, who the fuck is Peter, and is Peter a Trump fan or a liberal white guilt yenta who believes immigrants in this country contribute more than they take?
So which is it, Peter? That is from Rosero.
All right. I am not a Trump fan at all. I find him to be you know what, I was actually, it's funny because I feel like he's probably one of the worst things to happen in this country, in the history of this country since I've been alive, but I don't want to be a snowflake. So I question it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have 100 people, different people talking about a Russia contribution. Here's the thing. You know what? I believe in global warming. I think that the environment is something that, even if you think that global warming is a hoax, science would disagree with you. Why not side with it? Why not just sort of,
Just in case.
hedge your bets? You know what? Drinking water. You go to China. They have warnings you can't go outside because the air is so bad. I feel like we could sort of do better, and I feel like if you're a billionaire, if you're a fiscal Republican, you're a Trump person, and I get it, I respect it, fine. You make a lot of money, you voted for Trump. I understand that. I get it. But, I mean, I don't think anyone at this point would disagree that he's a pathological liar. It's not if he's a pathological liar, it's why.
Right.
So I feel like I'm not a fan of his at all.
How come under people also like, when you look at the Brink page, it says InfoWars? How can people like this show and like InfoWars?
I've never been to InfoWars. I don't know.
It's the most insane place
I know
on the planet.
you pulled it up earlier. I'm curious.
When you get some downtime at work, look, and you'll also see me trolling everyone on every single article.
Well, that's
during
probably
work.
why it is. Because, by the way, the administration just pulled away, I don't know what it is, but where they pulled something away where your internet privacy has just been sold out. Do you hear that happened today?
I heard it was up for vote. It passed?
It passed, yes.
Jesus.
Party lines.
Okay. Well,
So your internet privacy is gone, and it's now sold to businesses. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you're a Trump supporter, my problem with Trump supporters is they don't know what they're supporting. The thing with Trump supporters is you're supporting big business, you're supporting hyped up trickle-down economics, and you are supporting the 1% with the idea that it'll come down to you. Understand that.
right.
It's not like if you're making under $100,000 a year, this guy's got your back. He just doesn't. Like, logic, common sense, and everything he says would lead you to believe that's not the case.
Well, since my information is getting sold to everybody, I'm going to beat you guys to the chase. I go to Chatterbait all the time. So there we go. It's out there. It's a great site.
And I have a kitten porn fetish. Is that a thing?
I'm sure it is. I
Everything's a fetish.
There's a fetish for everything. Rosera writes, Jason, at what age do you plan on buying a house? And if you do, where would it be? To be honest, I'm getting tired of New York. Heard Texas was cool.
That's interesting.
Texas is way too hot for me. I get cranky when it gets over 80. So
I heard San Antonio's cool, but I don't know.
I'm sure it's cool. It's
It's
just
fucking hot, though.
Yeah.
You want to be near that wall either. I don't know.
I'm going to say that I'm going to buy a house at 40. I'm 38 and a half right now. Don't give a shit. I'm buying a house at 40 because I'm sick of paying rent, sick of neighbors. And if I have to take out my entire 401k to do it, I'll do it.
Where are you going to do it?
Not sure yet.
Greenwood. I'm telling you,
Greenwood.
that's where we just bought a house. It's good, it's affordable, it's cool.
The crazy thing is now that I moved out of Long Island, I have more friends there than I ever did when I was growing up. I have like a dozen friends there now, so that's
Okay.
something to think about. I don't know.
All right.
I'm not sure yet. Steven wants you to know that he really missed you.
Steven. Good. Ditto. Thank you.
Rosero said, did Bry know his eye tattoo tramp stamp on his back is also a symbol of being a bottom in the LGBTQ community? I will tell Bry that next week.
Wait, but does Brian have a tramp stamp?
No, he has a tattoo of an eye on the back of his neck.
Oh.
Just...
Tramp stamp's on right above your asshole, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason writes, if black people have it so bad as they're always complaining, tell me what country has more richer black people than the United States, as in more black rich people. So he's talking about sheer number of rich black people, not percentage.
Well,
Nigeria.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Nigeria is making millions off of suckers on their scams. We're here to fight it. So if you guys get one of those Nigerian scam emails with a phone number attached to it,
Yes.
forward it to the brinkofsanity@gmail.com. We will get them on the phone.
And fuck that up.
Yes. Go through the archives. We've done it 5 or 6 times, and it's amazing. Jason writes, if you guys get arrested, what is your plan to not get raped? Especially Bry with a sexy tattoo on the back of his ass.
Wait, hold up. Where's his tattoo? That guy says the tattoo's on his ass.
They're messing with him. It's the back of his neck.
Okay. I don't know. If you get arrested and you're in prison, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I don't know. You know what?
Like, what if the guy's much bigger than you and you can't physically fight him? And he's trying to get all rapey.
How do you handle the idea that you're going to be raped?
Yes.
Proactive hand job? I don't know.
I mean, it's all about power, right?
I suppose so.
So what if you just pretend you like it? Wouldn't that turn him off?
I don't think so.
No? What if you just start mouth kissing him?
Get really needy?
Yeah.
What are you doing next Tuesday? Do you want to meet me at dinner at 4?
I'm going to make you
Go right in with that.
Yeah, I'm going to make you the inside spoon.
Yeah, I don't know. I would hate to be in prison.
I don't think I would like it at all. I watched 60 Days In. Have you seen that?
Is that the Spurlock guy?
No. They get like 7 random people and they put them in jail for 60 days.
I've never seen it.
There's 2 seasons and it's good. Some people last like 2 days, and I think I'd be one of those people.
You know what? I'm not sure. I wouldn't like it. I think I would have to prove to myself that I could do it, but I don't think that I would like it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'd do better than I'm giving myself credit for, but it would definitely be a constant anxiety attack for...
But it's a fucking thing. Like, you're going to get targeted.
Yeah.
So what do you do? How do you handle it?
You gotta get an in like right away. You gotta make friends with somebody.
I think you have to potentially play crazy. I don't know, just spin in a circle and like.
I mean, I did
possessed
that
by a demon. I don't know.
I did that in high school when I got picked on, and then nobody fucked with me.
I think it's the same thing.
Maybe it is. I remember like 10 guys from the baseball team like came up to me and they were gonna kick my ass, and I told them I'd kill all of them, and just started laughing maniacally, and they like kind of just backed off.
I had a similar thing.
I'm like, I'm either gonna die or this is gonna work.
I was picked on in high school one time that I remember distinctly. This fucking guy who was a total pussy, and I'm not a tough guy by any means, but this guy was a total fucking pussy because his mom was a librarian. I was friends with him, and she would talk about him. Mm-hmm. So I knew he was a pussy. So he I didn't care that much. So he would kind of walk through the school, and he would for some reason I was I was his thing for a week. So he like my last name is Vodka, so he would yell vodka, and he thought it was funny. I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. So we did it 3 or 4 times, and it built up some steam.
Mm-hmm.
So he would do it, and he'd yell across the hall, he'd yell down the stairs, and he was a total pussy too. Like some people you look at like, are you? So he kept doing it and doing it and doing it. So at one point, it was like enough's enough. It was gaining too much steam. So he yelled vodka across the hall, and he looked at me, and he kind of said, this actually fucking happened. I'm not even making this up. He goes, after school, 3 o'clock, we're fighting. I was like, oh, that's a thing? All right. Like, we're fucking fighting at 3. Like, it actually fucking happened.
Right.
I'm not even shitting you. Like, he was like, we're fighting at 3 o'clock that day. So, I don't want to fight. Like, no one wants to fucking get, you know what?
Who does
like,
that? Yeah.
What? I knew, like, I could probably just fucking punch him in the fucking nose and it'd be fine, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with it. Yeah. I don't want it to be a thing. So, what happened was 2:30. What happened was this. 1:30 p.m. I was like, all right. I walked by him. He kind of yelled it. And I said, all right, here's the deal. I'm just going to squash his shit. So he walked by me. I grabbed him by the fucking, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw him against the wall as hard as I fucking could.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, you better fucking be there. And his head headed against the locker. Mm-hmm. And he fell down, and the fucking principal was right there, saw the whole thing happened, and said, you, in my office right now. So we went to the office, and I was like, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Because there it is. But then his fucking mom was the librarian of the high school.
God, Jesus.
So I got detention for, I think, like 2 weeks, but...
No, that's not too bad.
You know what? I don't want to be in a fight with anyone. Why the fuck do you want to be in a fight with anyone?
It's always... You could be good for 3.5 years. You do one thing. That's the one time the principal or some head of office is right there.
And also, like, bullying. Like, you don't have to fuck up too bad to be bullied.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. All you have to do is, like, you fart once in class or you pick your nose once and you're a target.
For years. That's it. For years.
It's fucked up. Like...
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even do anything, and I got picked on for the first couple of years of high school. And then Will and I started doing our public access show, and it was pretty fucking crazy. And then people kind of got scared off from that. And then
you revenge on the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a character that was like Satan, and we blew shit up, and we set fires, and like people were like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't fuck with this kid. He's a little out there. I was gonna go somewhere else. Oh yeah. There was also this one guy in high school who, I guess his idea of a good time was to just fight. He would always be like, hey, Jay, like, after school, you want to go fight somebody? I'm like, no, I'm good. Have fun, though.
Yeah, some people, you know what? I think it's fucked up. Like, I went to high school in Maine, in a Bar Harbor, Maine, which is a sort of like an island in Maine. And it was sort of like the kids whose parents owned businesses or worked at the Jackson Lab. Mm-hmm. And there's all sorts of fishermen. It was like very mixed. It was, it wasn't wealthy in any way, but there was a lot of like fishermen's kids and a lot of tough fucking people. Mm-hmm. And I remember I went to one, like all the high school parties were at, like bonfires on the beach or like some fucking cabin, and everyone lived in a trailer or whatnot. But I remember I went to like one kid everyone was terrified of. Mm-hmm. Fucking everyone was terrified of this kid. He was like, he got into fights with everyone. And I remember I pulled up to a party from there, and he crossed, and I almost hit his leg because he kind of came as alcoholic as everyone is, Maine in high school. But
yeah.
Like I almost hit his leg, so he came over and grabbed my throat. I was like, fuck, reverse, grab my throat, was like grabbing it. I put the car in reverse, and the girl who was in the driver's seat was like, I guess she slept with him the night before. Mm-hmm. So she was talking to him, and she's like, David, da, da, da. And it was done, but this kid liked to fight. Like, this kid, there's fighters out there, man. There's, like, kids who, like, they want to fight, kick ass. That's, like, they get joy out of kicking someone's ass. Like, honestly, it was no harm, no foul. I didn't hit him. I almost hit his leg. Strangled this kid out.
Unlike our ex-co-host who liked to fight but never won a fight ever. That's the other kind of fighter.
Right. In which case, you should probably just not fight.
Yeah, probably not. Jason writes, opinions on same-sex bathroom. Should a man be allowed to enter a female bathroom if he identifies as one?
Jason, I read your...
Yeah, I got into a big battle with some
Yes.
random girl yesterday
Right.
about this.
I read it. I almost jumped in, but I did not.
I mean, first of all, she was saying how it was all Obama. This happened recently. A guy went into a girl's bathroom, did not say he identified as a woman. He just went in there because he was a creep.
And he was wearing a Giants t-shirt.
Yeah. This was like a dude.
Right.
And so this girl starts posting about how this is Obama's fault and he made it okay for people who identify as women to do this. And so at first I started explaining how this wasn't a guy identifying as a woman. This was just an asshole. And does she really think that if
This
Romney...
guy's not following politics. He wants to get off by being in a woman's bathroom.
Exactly. I'm like, do you really think if Romney won, this guy would have been like a normal, law-abiding citizen? And she said, yeah. And she said, perverts are, exploding in numbers. And
Well, she also said everyone was too politically correct to tell him to leave.
well, the article said that.
Oh, the article said
The article
that.
did
All right.
say that. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if there was... It's absolutely fucking ridiculous because this guy wasn't dressed as a woman. If he threw a wig on, great, you have a point.
Yeah.
You get some, like, crazy, creepy fucking pervert sweating, and he puts a wig on it, and he walks into a bathroom. Oh, I'm afraid to be afraid of this. Mm-hmm. But no, this guy's just in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't think it was that people were too PC to say anything. I think it was a
No.
220-pound, 6'3" dude, and women were scared of him.
You get out of there. If he was in the men's room, I'd get out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing to do with his gender. But here's my thoughts on this. I don't want to be too... The arc of progress leans against discrimination. So
Right.
as afraid, because you know what? 50 years ago, people would complain about a water fountain.
Skinny jeans.
They complaining about a water fountain. I'm afraid of this, and we can't share buses. And
Yeah.
you know what? There's always going to be problems with what happens, but the arc of progress leans towards anti-discrimination. It does. If you look at it, 50 years ago, these people who are transgender have every right to live in the world as anyone else. So, as does everyone else. So, as afraid as you might be of what might happen by them being in the world, it's a reality. In 50 years from now, people are going to look back and be like, I can't believe they weren't able to. And I get it, like a snowflake, like blah, 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 because I don't want my child in Disneyland in the bathroom with a transgender person, But it's just progress. It's the deal.
I
It's
think
how it happens.
Yeah, I think that story actually...
And I don't believe that story was actually the case.
Well, I think
Because
that story...
was like Christian Monitor, like it wasn't really.
Yeah, it was
source.
like conservativepost.com or something. But that...
And that'll happen. Like some creep will go into a bathroom, but it's going to happen anyhow. It's just you can't discriminate against people. That's the fucking deal. You can't do it.
Well, I think that story negated their entire
can.
argument because the guy went in there not dressed as a woman, not claiming that.
And they made a point of making he's wearing a Giants t-shirt.
Right. So it basically just showed that a sign on the door will not stop somebody.
No.
So
He wasn't trying to be a
It
woman.
negated their whole point.
Right. He's a sweating large guy wearing a Giants t-shirt.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I get it. Like, I get that people are afraid. Like, oh my God, my child's going to be in a bathroom and someone's going to come in. But you know what?
That was always a
It
fear.
is what it fucking is. It's progress. You got to deal with it.
It's not any more or less than it was before. Eros writes, have any of you had your penis touched by your doctor and it made you uncomfortable? I getting my balls cupped and coughed for a physical. The doc held my balls in his hand and asked me to flex. Confused, I focused all my energy in my dick muscles and it made the little fella bounce a bit. The doc laughed his ass off and said, oh no, son, I meant flex your muscles like you're lifting weights.
We made it a dick joke. Yeah, I don't like it. My doctor's this 70-year-old guy, and I think he's senile. No, he may not be, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it.
I mean, nobody likes it.
I get it. It has to happen.
I remember in high school, there was just like an assembly line, and we had to go in, and the guy did the cup the balls and cough, and the doc went in before me, and then I went in, and the guy cups my balls and says cough, and I look down, he's not even wearing a glove, and it's not like he had a thing of like, hand sanitizer or anything. I'm like, you just touched like 40 dicks and then touched my balls.
Wow, that's actually kind of weird.
Yeah, I took a long shower that night. That was my awkward experience. Eros writes, how does Steven remember all his passwords and different email for his accounts? There's an ongoing theory that there's only about 3 or 4 people that are actually asking questions and that it's multiple accounts. That's my theory.
What do you mean, under different names?
Yes.
Why not just do it under the same name?
Because we got so many questions, I made a 3 question per person rule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eros writes, what is your experience with getting your wisdom teeth removed?
I don't think I've ever done it.
I got all 4 removed.
Don't remember doing it.
I don't know. I heard people say they were fine like a day or 2 later. I was out for like a week.
I don't know.
Fuck
that.
I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything except sleep. Alex writes, favorite so bad it's good movie. Mine is Samurai Cop.
Okay, favorite so bad. I fucking have so bad it's good movie.
Mm-hmm.
You go first. I'm going to pee. I'll be right back.
All right. So bad it's good. I feel like I should have a whole list of these. 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. I think that's mine. It's got Joe Pesci. It's got 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. I have my second explosion of a mess. But yeah. I think it's got to be 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. Liam writes, who wants to bet me $90 that Trump will get reelected for another 4 years? I don't think he's going to get reelected for another 4 years. I'm not going to put up $90, but I don't think that's going to happen. And Liam writes, how bad does Jay feel about the time he wasted being a film editor? How long will it take him to pay off his student loans? I don't feel too bad because I tried. As far as me paying off my student loans, probably another 10 years. I'll be almost 50. That's not depressing at all, huh? I'll be almost 50 by the time I pay off my student loans. Peter's guilty pleasure, so bad it's good movie.
Yes, I have a few. The number one is I Hate Valentine's Day, starring Nia Vardalos. She is the force and powerhouse behind My Big Fat Greek Wedding. This is her second film. Watch it. It is excruciating beyond belief. I don't even know how it ended up that I watched it, but I did. And the whole time, I don't know. I think if you live in New York, you sort of take glee in anger. Do you agree with that? Like somebody on the subway is in your way and you're fucking furious and you're thrilled to be furious. I don't know what it is. It's a thing. But watching this movie, it was so bad and I felt so uncomfortable and I was so angry that I was thrilled. And I've watched it 10 times. I have. I can't recommend it enough. I really can't. It's so good and bad.
What was the name of it?
Let me plug it again. I Hate Valentine's Day.
Okay.
It came out about 10 years. It has one of the lowest scores on Rotten Tomatoes in the history of Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't know if you heard, but mine was 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag.
I haven't seen it.
It is a Joe Pesci comedy.
I think that the next time I'm on, because the movies that are so terrible that I've never seen that I would like to talk about is all the Medea movies. Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen a Medea movie?
No, I have not.
I haven't either. And I don't know why I think I should watch the Medea movies. I think we should have a Medea movie. Medea?
Maybe
we should have a Medea movie marathon, and I will be on again after we do that.
maybe we should just watch one or two together and then do a podcast afterwards.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay. Liam writes, what was your worst job?
Mine or you go?
My worst job, I've had so many bad jobs. I had one where I worked in an office in a basement. It was on the same floor as the kitchen. So the guy jacked the air conditioner all the way up because he was hot. So I had to wear a winter coat all day in the middle of the summer. Mm-hmm. And my job was to answer the phone, ask who it was, and then transfer the call. Only one person in that office. Every call was for this lady. Hello? It's for you. Hello?
It sounds like, have you ever seen
It's
Joe
fair.
versus the volcano?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, so fucking good. I know he can get the job, but can he do the job? I know he can get the job, but can he do the job? I'm not arguing that with you. I'm not arguing that. Anyone who's seen that movie knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Hedaya, who's one of the best actors of all time, has a cameo as Joe of Joe and the Volcano's boss.
Mm-hmm.
In the first 5 minutes of that movie, he has this dialogue about that. It's fucking brilliant. My worst job is I was a janitor in a morgue.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Either one of those two words would have been janitor or working at a morgue.
Right. I was a janitor in a morgue at college because I was in the work-study program. I don't know. I got a job, and I got it through that. And they're like, all right, well, you can do this job, and you have to sweep all this shit. And when you're done, you're done. I said, all right, well, I mean, fucking morgue. Like, who's worried about the floors?
Mm-hmm.
So I took that, and I did that for 4 hours. I did it once a week, so it wasn't that bad. But it wasn't pleasant. And there was this girl that I was interested in. It was at the Torrey Life Science building at college in the morgue. And you know what? There's nothing sexy about a janitor in a morgue. Because she walked by and you get that immediate sort of sad look, like, oh, you have to do that. You're oh yeah, let me like wipe my feet before I walk down this hallway. Like, fuck you. Get it? Just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Fine. My parents have money. It's just this is what I have to do. Don't patronize me, you twat.
I had a job where I had to go to the shadiest neighborhoods in Brooklyn and the Bronx and hand out flyers for a check cashing place in front of a check cashing place.
Oh, those are always fucking dicey.
But halfway through my third shift, I realized I was handing out flyers for a check cashing place in front of the competitor's check cashing place. And I'm like, I'm going to get my legs broken. Screw this.
You've certainly killed.
Yeah, so I found a huge parking lot and I just put one on every car and then went home because I was like,
I always kind of wonder that because you get these people who their job is to hand out flyers.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that, but you could clearly take all the you know what I bet they do is I bet they give them like 25 cents every time one of the flyers comes into the building. Because otherwise, you would take all the flyers from the fucking garbage and go home and nap.
Well, my last shift, I did that.
Well, yes. Well, you would know. Did you have any incentive? Was there any incentive given to you if your flyers reached?
It was paid hourly. It was the trust system. I remember once I went into a supermarket and I just put one on every shelf in the entire supermarket and I went home.
Wouldn't you?
Because it was scary neighborhoods. They were telling me to go the last stop on the L train and it was bad.
I did that. I decided I wanted to do elder plan. I decided one point in my life, I'm like, I need to do more. I'm 20 something in New York and I'm just partying and doing whatever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need to give back to the community. So I decided, I'm like, I like old people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do elder plan. What that is you bring meals to people who are elderly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, you go there, you get their order, you go to the grocery store, you get the money, you bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that at one of the projects, and I did it for about 3 or 4 months, and I checked in with the person that I volunteered with. She's like, "You're going to that fucking place? Are you out of your mind?" When I walked in, they look at me and go, "Oh, hey, officer." I showed up and I owned a Volvo at the point. Like a blonde hair, blue eye, white guy driving a Volvo, pulling up into the projects. With, like an Easter basket. Fuck off.
So many bad. I worked at the UN, and they were digitizing all their files. So my job for 8 hours a day was to remove staples from pieces of paper. Somebody else's job was to actually scan it.
That'll get a girl horny if you tell her at a bar. I'm the guy who takes the staples out.
This was like 10, 12 years ago, and they were paying me like $18 an hour. It was like
Wow.
crazy money for
God,
back
I would
then.
do that now.
Yeah, it was crazy money.
A lot of staples, Jay.
Yeah.
Wow. Take this. God damn. That's not bad.
It was pretty crazy. Stephen writes, it's kind of weird when you discover a YouTube dude, like his videos, and then realize he's been dead for a few months. Thoughts?
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a buzzkill when you're waiting for his new video. Then you realize he's no new videos.
It's even weirder when you're sort of all of a sudden you realize like someone like who died recently, Chuck Berry, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was dead for like 3 decades.
I think most people did.
Yeah, I felt awful. I mean, it makes a big difference to him, but I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah.
He also writes, do you guys like veal, the best meat on the planet?
No, I don't like veal.
I think veal's okay. It's very hit or miss. It could be really good or really bad, and you never know what you're going to get when you order veal. If it's made right, it's good. It's really good, though. Does Peter play video games? If so, what games does he play?
I wish that I did, man. Like, I would love to play video games, but I just can't get into them. I tried to play the Alien Resurrection or Alien something, and I liked it for a day. I just can't get hooked on video games, and I want to so bad. Because I remember playing NHL Hits. Mm-hmm. Remember that game?
Yeah.
I got so fucking addicted to that game. I played that game hours a day for months. And I've never been able to get into another video game. And I would love to. And then like, before that, Super Mario, whatnot. Like I haven't played a video game seriously in 10, 15 years.
Well, if you ever want to have a game day, I can show you some really cool games.
All right, let's do it. I'm in. But
Steven,
I want video games to be simpler. I don't want to have to walk through an entire world to find something. I don't want to think. I want to shoot something in the fucking face, or I want it like Pac-Man. I want it to be like instant.
I'm
done
on
with
the same
this
page
like
as you.
whole like I've last time I played video games, I played Drake something or other, Drake's Journey. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I don't know.
But I'm playing like this game and I'm walking around for like 10 minutes. Like, where the fuck am I? Like, what am I doing? Like, I can't find anything. I can't do anything. And I walked through this field 6 times. I don't have the attention span for it.
Right.
I want to shoot something in the face, or I want to kick someone in the head, or I want to dodge something. I don't want to have to wait for more than 4 seconds to have something happen.
I have a game called Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. It's like it's like Contra.
That.
You know Contra?
I loved Contra.
Well, it's
yes.
Well, imagine that if you're Italian mafia guys and you shoot zombies.
Fantastic.
That's
I'm
it.
in.
That's it. You
I don't
go
want
to the
like,
right and you shoot people.
I don't want to like have my consequences of not paying attention for more than 1 minute mean anything.
Okay, well,
Like I walked
have
into
stuff like
this
that.
room and I don't know how to get out of it. And there's nothing in this room and I don't know how to lift that rock up. But I have to leave the room, but I can't remember where I came in.
But you weren't holding the red crystal, so
right.
the whole
And
thing's fine.
I forgot my objective because someone told me something and now I forgot it. Fuck off. I want to shoot something in the face. I want everything to be instant.
All right. I'm on the same page. Stephen writes, why doesn't Peter come on the show more often? He's got more charisma than Jay, Mark, and Bri combined. No homo.
You know what?
There's
I
been
don't
some,
held a candle to this guy. This is.
There's been some...
I'm fucking honored to be on the show.
Jaime writes, Did you pass the CPAJ or did you fuck it again? Jaime writes, yes, I fucked it again. Does Mark have a vault in his mansion with gold that he's always taking days off from the pod? Mark is on his like 5th vacation of the year, and it's only March. It's disgusting. Jaime writes,
Good for him, man.
Jay, I always see a basketball when you stream. So what are you, a disher, a playmaker, or just straight up jump shooter? Or do you just sit on the bench waiting to get picked and you never do because you're trash at basketball?
Well, which is it?
I would say when I play, I am a. I mean, I think it's obnoxious to compare yourself to an NBA player, but I have like Kevin Love. I get rebounds and I shoot threes.
Okay.
Not a very good passer. Pretty terrible at dribbling, but I could defend, I can rebound, and I could shoot. Andrew writes, what failed careers does Peter have?
I'm guessing that's Stephen Carroll again.
No, that's Andrew.
Oh, that's Andrew.
Andrew's a real person.
Okay.
Do you have any failed careers? Did you like the running joke on this show is that I tried to be a film editor and I failed. And they think this is the funniest thing ever. Did you try and do something and not do it?
Did I have what failed careers did I have?
I mean, how long have you been doing movie posters?
Well, I graduated from college, and that's what I wanted to do. So I went out to Los Angeles, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to go. And I drove cross country, and I got a job doing it. I got paid $200 a week. Did that for a year. And I've done it since. But before I got that, because it was a hard road to get there,
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple side roads, because Los Angeles is a fuck place.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful.
Mhm.
Everyone there is this cunt. But there was a couple roads I could have gone down
Mm-hmm.
that I considered that were pretty bad. One of them was, I went to a party one night, and this woman I was 22, and this woman was sitting there. She was, I don't know, she was like 180. She looked like Ursula from fucking Little Mermaid. She's like, I want you on my team. And she was a producer. She's like, I want you to be a runner.
Mm-hmm.
Out there, you can be a runner. What that means is you get coffee for everyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, and she was awful. She's like, you know what? Everyone in Los Angeles is awful.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take on it. Everyone's a name dropper. Everyone is a liar. Everyone's a scumbag. She's like, I hang out with old Hollywood people. I hang out with like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. That's what I do. And like, why are you telling me? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I do.
It's like, this is not even a thing. Like, I'm going to bring you coffee eventually, and I don't even care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So
one day I'll tell my grandkids I brought coffee to the lady who hangs out with a band that's
Right.
been washed up for 15 years.
So I said, and I was a fucking idiot, I was like, okay, well, I didn't have the job that I went out there for yet. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll do that. So I kind of showed up day one, and it just felt awful. It felt fucking weird and gross, and just, I don't know. Like, the gloves were off, and it was like, now that we got you, like, oh, I want coffee. No, I want, like, better coffee. Like, okay, fuck off. So I left that after a day. I don't know if it's a fail, but it was sort of like a...
It sounds like you didn't really want to do it.
Feels awful.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you, I've been lucky. Like, for whatever reason, when I was in high school, I kind of was like, this is what I want to do. And I got a path to it, and I'm lucky. I know that's like the fucking 5%. Like,
Right.
I enjoy it. I like graphic design. It's what I do.
There you go. Andrew writes, why did Peter stop being a co-host all of a sudden? See, the fans like you, man.
I had a fucking baby. But you know what? That baby can fend for itself. Like, I'm down. Like, I'm definitely down to do this a lot more often.
Good, because
And we have a third co-host next time I'm on, who's going to be comic gem.
Peter is bringing on a
Friend of
new
mine from
host
college.
who's a female. We haven't had a female on in a while.
Yeah, friend of mine from college, fucking hilarious. She's got some of the best failed dating stories you've ever heard in your life.
Excellent.
And she's got a mouth like a trucker. It's gonna be great. Next time I'm on, she's on. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get drunk and rip it up.
Sounds good. And last question, Andrew writes, have you guys ever done any physical endurance races events like a marathon or something? Jay, your 30-minute pokey hunts don't count. I did the corporate challenge, which is a 3.5-mile run through Central Park. Yeah, that's about the extent of physical endurance races. I can't even imagine running 26 miles.
I did run a half marathon 3 years ago.
Really?
I did.
Did you run the whole way?
Yes,
Wow.
I did. And I have a friend who wants me to do the Tough Mudder, which I was considering doing, but you get electrocuted. That's part of the initiation. Do you realize that?
There's a lot of bad stuff
Yeah,
in
what
that,
the
yeah.
fuck? Like, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll just, walk, do whatever. They're like, if you're a newbie, you get electrocuted.
Only if you're a newbie? Oh, I thought it was like everybody gets electrocuted. That's messed up.
What's that? Fuck that.
Yeah. So we're not... I can't even imagine doing a half marathon, really.
No, I couldn't do it anymore. It was 4 years ago.
When I was running regularly, I never got past 5.5 miles. So I can't imagine
Could. Like,
doing
if you
13.
just kept going, it'll happen, but...
Thought I was going to die after 5.5.
Yeah, it's tough. But here's the thing, like, running the first 2-3 miles are the worst, and then you're on autopilot for a while. Mm-hmm. And then you're kind of like, I've never run that again. And then you're like, well, fuck you, I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. So the last 5 miles, it's more like, okay. It's a challenge.
All right. So that is it for the questions. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much time you got. We're over an hour.
I'm got nowhere to be. Down for whatever. If you have a topic, I'll discuss it.
Well, we did try and get the Flat Earth Society on the show today because I thought that would have been a fun interview.
Yes, that was the goal of the show.
Yeah, that was the goal of the show.
We just recently heard that there's a group of people.
You didn't know about this?
Not until recently.
Yeah, this is a thing.
I guess you could call it a movement, but any fucking idiot can have an idea and people can agree with it. But I guess it is a movement. People are deciding that the Earth is flat, and they are creating a movement.
And I mean, if it was like 5 or 6 people, I'd be like, all right. But when you're talking about like tens of thousands of people, I don't know. I mean, the best part is if you go to the Flat Earth Society's website, the FAQ, just go to the FAQ because...
So good.
I mean, it's the best. The very first question is, are you serious? It says, yes, we're serious.
And the answer is yes!
Yes.
Exclamation mark.
But my favorite is the part about astronauts. The questions, it's like, question, what about astronauts? And they go into a rant about how all astronauts are either lying or paid off by people to say what they say.
Right, because they're not paid more by NASA to do what they do.
Or because if they said the Earth was round, the government would get upset because... I don't know. I got lost.
They've got nothing else to complain about. But you know what? That was the thing we were going to call. What was it? The head of the Flat Earth Society in New York.
Yeah. Well, they're actually based in the UK.
Okay.
But we were going to try and get them on the phone and make like we're just there.
Well, Jay is a flat earther.
Yes.
And I'm on the fence.
And we're trying to get him over the fence onto our side.
But I'm skeptical.
Right.
But not that skeptical.
Not that, but enough to ask some questions. I think it would have been a funny bit, but we didn't. They didn't respond. which they're not going to get a lot of new followers if they don't respond to inquiries.
You know what? Next time, if you get a phone date with them, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll do my best to get them on because I think we need to make this happen. But yeah, I think that's all we got for today. I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. I hope to do it again soon.
Yes, we need to have you on more often. Our fans demand it.
Okay.
And thank you for listening. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com, brinkofsanity3 on Twitter. Leave us a review on iTunes. That'll make us happy. And
Good night.
Good night. We'll see you guys next week.
Happy trails to
Bye, bye, love.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's all over.
Goodbye. It's time to go.
This is the end.